Hi there, welcome to my channel. I have some surprisingly good news today. My house finally earned the Gold Happy Home Academy trophy for surpassing 150,000 points. For those of you who are familiar with my Animal Crossing videos, you know that I've always neglected working on the interior of my house over the past few months since the game was released on March 20th, and it's always been so in terms of effort. I've also made it very hard on myself by not having a seasonal themed room. Back in April, when I had the Bunny Day furniture and decor everywhere, my score was actually at 135,000 points already, so 150,000 points could have been a breeze to get, but I'm really stubborn and I didn't want to earn it that way until this season. What a hypocrite. So I might have made a shell room to accommodate some of the summer shell recipes. Anyway, after reading this HHA letter, I officially have 153,207 points. And more good news, I had a crazy high spike in turnip prices last week, and as you can tell from my inventory, I'm banking on another successful stock market week. But here's the precious HHA Gold Trophy, and I have the perfect spot for it inside my house. But back to what I was saying, crazy high spike last week, and it happened early in the week too. That never happens for me. On a Tuesday afternoon, my turnip prices skyrocketed to 563 bells per turnip, and I had about 2,100 turnips, so I made over 1,000,000 bells, and I finally paid off my home, hence the exterior looking a little bit different compared to my other island tour videos. But there isn't much of an incentive to pay off the last loan, and the only thing you get is free exterior customization forever. And you know, I hope they incorporate New Leaf's design styles one day, because New Horizons house customizations are a bit bland and really boring. But yeah, let's start the house tour right about now. And if you're new to my videos, I love to edit out the loading screen. So if you're wondering why my game loads faster, that's the reason for that. And fun fact, I know that a lot of my returning subscribers hear me say this all the time. It takes over 3 seconds for the loading screen to transition, and that's just way too long. But here's my main room. I mentioned earlier my interior design skills in this game are so-so, or my interior design effort is so-so, because I really didn't care about it because you can do so much on the outside of your island. But this is definitely one of those rooms that looks better when it's darker. I just have a star wall mixed with some cloud flooring, so it adds that little misty cloudy effect on the floor. So I have most of my games in here, and then this is also where I'm going to display all of my villagers photos when you earn that best friend status with all of them. So I have about 4 of those photos. So here's my arcade, here's my pinball machine, the jukebox. But here's a little fun thing about those photos that villagers give you. If you actually click A or press A, there's actually messages on the back of it. It also tells you their zodiac sign and their birthday. And here's an example. Here's Snakes. It says, there's a message written in small letters on the back of the photograph. Born November 3rd, he's a Scorpio, and his favorite saying is, a good ninja is neither seen nor heard. And each of these photos have their own little sayings, and some of them are really funny, and some of them are kind of serious, but I love how they have these little surprises within the game. So let me tidy up just a little bit, get that mid chair back. And then here's the back wall. I'm a huge wrestling fan, so I love finding different colors of these wrestling figurines. And if you're a subscriber or a friend of mine who visits my island on my open gate streams, please feel free to leave me a throwback wrestling figure if you have a different color. So far, I only have brown and blue. But here's my back room, kind of my main bedroom, and it has more antique furniture in here, so it's more old-timey. You hear the phonograph playing with the old phono sound. It sounds amazing, and there's nothing really too special about here, but this is where I put all of my trophies and all of my accomplishments in the game. And that bronze trophy you see right down there, right by that loom, is gonna go away because I'm gonna put up my new gold trophy right there, and that bronze trophy is probably just gonna go on top of that closet or wardrobe right in the corner of my room. So a few tips for raising your HHA scores. Matching furniture helps tremendously, so matching sets. So a lot of this furniture in here is from the antique line of furniture. Also, other tips are you could have same colors, matching themes, and everything of that sort. So those little tidbits help here and there, but I'm not an expert on this, but those are things that I've noticed that help my score every week. So I have a few more plaques on the other wall. Here's my loom. There's not much you can interact with here besides that and the pants press. The phonograph, of course, and that's pretty much it. I have a railroad station floor, and I think these are just arched windows, and that's pretty much it for this room. Nothing too special, nothing too great, but a lot of people like it because of its simplicity. And I try not to jam pack my rooms too much because I like walking around in them, and I've seen other house tours where you basically just take one step in and they have everything displayed. So whatever floats your boat, if that's your playstyle, then go for it. But for me, I like having a bit of room to walk in. So this room to the left hand side, if you enter from the front door, is going to be my kitchen. As you can tell, I tried to go for a red theme, and at one point the wall was some sort of red wallpaper and it just looked too overwhelming, so I kind of livened it up with a little bit of cherry wallpaper, but I hate how the blue kind of clashes. So I shall add that to my list of things that I need to fix or upgrade. And here's my imperial dining table. That, along with that little kitchenette in the bottom corner that you see right now, are the two most expensive things in this room. And that's another tip: expensive items do help your HHA score. And here is my snapping turtle, or the token snapping turtle that everybody has to have as a pet in this game because it just looks so ridiculous there. And there's his little pit bull. And I messed up by putting a vanity on top of that, so I can't interact with the washing machine right now, so my fault, my bad. But the washing machine works, microwave works, and I hate how the sink doesn't work on here, and it's just the oven that turns on, or the stove. I messed up by putting a cherry on top of the rice cooker. So note for new players, make sure you organize or align your furniture or decor properly, because sometimes you might have to find some weird angles to interact with it. So keep that in mind if you're a new player. Just make sure you align your furniture properly and not have everything too close together if you have one particular thing that you want to interact with more than the other, because I usually turn on lights when I actually want to turn on the stove, and etc, etc. But here is the room that kind of boosted my HHA score, along with my upstairs room. I know for sure that room boosted it. But here's my shell themed room, or my ocean themed room, with my collection of toilets. So the wall, the vista that you see, and the flooring is from the cool summer shell, whatever it's called, the blue shell recipes. And I think that might have helped my score a bit, as I added a few more shell recipes. So there's my shell bed with a shell partition, and you walked in through the shell arch. And I feel like that one scene from Forrest Gump where they just talk about shrimp everything, shows my age just a little bit, but you youngsters, it's a classic. Go watch it. So here's my toilet collection that I mentioned a few seconds ago. There's my squatty potty, whatever you call that. And there's one fun fact about toilets that my cousin told me about that I did not know you could do. So hypothetically, let's say you eat some fruit, eat a cherry or whatever your native plant is, or native fruit is on your island, and you want to get rid of it without having to sacrifice a rock or having to pick up a tree. What you do is just sit on the toilet, and your villager goes to town and poops it out. It's that simple. But it has to be a standard toilet, just like the one next to my faucet or sink. So all you do is get your villager to sit on the toilet while you have cherries in your stomach or system. Takes a second or two, and then right there, and that takes care of that. And just like in real life, I get off the toilet and start laughing at myself. Just kidding. But there's my collection of toilets. Here's my shell room, my ocean room. One last glance before we get out of here. And this might be one of the boosters because a lot of these are seasonal themed items. And then now we're going to head off to one of my most confused rooms. This room has always had this dilemma since day one. Since the first time I got the basement, I had no idea what to do down here. It became a junk area, became a DIY area, and now it's kind of like everything mixed together. A sports area mixed with junk, mixed with DIY. And here's one of my wand outfits, Cool Guy Samurai. And for those of you who are interested, at the end of the video, I will reveal each of my wand outfits. But I have one of the coolest walls in the game, or wallpapers in the game, that you get from Sahara. And I believe it's called the Stadium wallpaper, but if I'm wrong and you know what it's actually called, let me know in the comments below, because I don't like keeping track of these things. But please keep in mind, Sahara's mysterious wallpaper and floorings are kind of rare, and you can't buy them anywhere else. And if you want to send one to a friend, you just can't go into your Nook shopping catalog and send one to them. So you have to just accumulate them over time whenever you see Sahara. So keep that in mind. And some of them do sell for a nice price. But here are the things that you can interact with. You saw me punch the speed bag, the punching bag. You can actually roll into the wrestling ring or boxing ring. And my favorite things to interact with in this room are those car beds, because the headlights actually turn on and they honk. So it's pretty cool, pretty funny. And if you have two beds next to each other, you can actually roll from bed to bed. So little things they don't tell you in Animal Crossing. Fun little tidbits. I have a little water cooler in the corner, and that pretty much sums up this room. And I forgot to mention earlier, whenever you ring that bell, the crowd does go wild and goes crazy. And here's my most prized possession, my Apple TV. Just, it's so stupid. But it is an Apple TV though, or a TV made out of an apple, so anyway, lame joke aside. Finally, my favorite room, and the only room that I actually put some effort into, and this is definitely one of those rooms that you want to keep dark because it looks awesome, and my bad for not turning on the main light so you can see everything much better. I completely forgot while recording, but here is my music slash space room, because a lot of Celeste's recipes or zodiac sign recipes are up here as well too, as well as some very expensive instruments. So I've a really expensive bass, really expensive guitar, as well as this grand piano just sitting right there. And I mentioned earlier that expensive items, especially if it's expensive items within a series or set of items, so these are all musical instruments, helps your HHA score. So I think this might be the reason why I reached over 150,000 points, because I just added some more of these expensive instruments this past week. So here are the instruments that I'm playing right now. I went from the rock guitar to the bass guitar to the electric guitar, whatever their names are. Some of those cost well over 50,000 bells. Here's my zodiac sign furniture. I have the Gemini, the Aries, and the Taurus piece, and my little star garland, along with the sci-fi themed wall. All of those things came from Celeste, so she has some awesome items. So usually when it's a new zodiac month or a zodiac time frame, the first recipe she'll give you is usually a zodiac themed piece. Like right now, it's Gemini season, so shout out to all the Geminis or fellow Geminis. Our birthdays are coming up. But after you get that zodiac piece, everything else will be space related after. So if you're in search of that rocket to make that big old giant robot, Celeste is the girl that you want to see. So every time you see her, make sure you talk to her and get that recipe. There's my recording area, my recording corner, and everything else here is music related. And I think I have a random imperial chest in the corner. And there's my room that I put the most effort into. And in every Animal Crossing game that I play, I always have to have a music room because music plays such a huge part of my life. I know I'm an unboxing and gaming channel, but music will always have a near and dear spot in my heart. So as we exit my house, that pretty much concludes the 150,000 plus point rank S gold HHA trophy house tour, whatever you want to call this. Some sort of clickbait title to sucker some of y'all in here, but y'all wanted to see my wand outfits. Here's the rest of them. Here's Do You Even Lift, Bro? Yeah, get them gains, bro. The next one is Shady Baby. Get it? Because it's a baby wearing some shades and he kind of looks like a shady baby. Next is Kappa Gonna Clap Ya. Oh man, that one always catches me off guard even though I know it's there. Here's the next one I can never pronounce. Hot Cat Dog. I have to do the L from Jimmy Fallon for that one. Here's Berry Fishy. Get it? It's a bear and he's wearing some fishing clothes. And lastly, What Up My Ninja? And I didn't even go to my F This Ish I'm Out outfit. And I'm really sad because that one's like my favorite one. And if you haven't figured this out by now, this is a voiceover, so everything was already pre-recorded. But anyway, I really appreciate that y'all took the time to visit my channel today and actually check out my house tour video. Thank you so much. Check out these other videos if this one interested you. Those might. And if you really like spending time with me, make sure to subscribe to be the first to know when I upload something new. Stay safe out there, everybody. Have a great week. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.